Hello, dear viewers. Our topic today is the life of Genghis Khan, who is the founder and ruler of the Mongol Empire. Let me tell you about him. Genghis Khan, also known as Genghis Khan, was the founder of the Mongol Empire, where he ruled from 1,206 years to his death in 1,227. He was born Temujin, and after uniting the Mongolian tribes, he received the nickname Genghis Khan, which means universal ruler. According to medieval historians, countless innocent peoples were massacred by millions in campaigns of terror carried out in a literally brutal and merciless manner against their enemies. Poor Temujin, who killed his own brother when he was 13 because of a dispute they had about food, founded the Mongolian Empire and brought it to its knees to China and the Kharzm Shahs, the great states of the period. Genghis Khan has lived a difficult life. At an early age, his father was poisoned to death and ostracized by his tribe. Later, he was also captured by his former tribe. Here he survived with the help of Chilayu, who would later become one of the generals of his army. According to sources, Temujin was engaged to 10-year-old Burda, the head of the Yungirat tribe named Dai Sechin, when he was just 9 years old. Temujin and his friend Tugrul organized an expedition against the Tatars who live in Mongolia today and in China in the past, around 1,200 years, and defeated the Tatars in 1,202. Temujin and Tugrul, who later had a disagreement, fought between themselves, and Tugrul was killed at the end of the war deck by the year 1206. A large part of Mongolia came under the command of Temujin. On the other hand, pressure is being applied to the tribes that have not yet pledged allegiance to Temujin. Temujin has now taken the name Genghis Khan. Genghis organized his next expedition against the Jin dynasty and captured the north of China with this expedition. In 1,234 years, the population of northern China decreased to a third due to the wars. After this expedition, Genghis headed west and moved towards the interior of Central Asia. Genghis Khan organized a conquest against the Kharzm Shah in 1,219. This war caused so much death and destruction in the kingdom of Kharzm Shah, which was plagued by internal strife, that there was a small decrease in global carbon dioxide emissions. After Genghis conquered the lands beyond Mongolia, he established a more sophisticated state structure and a regular tax system. Together with the captured Turks, Chinese, and others, he began to develop a stable system. This situation contributed to the formation of a more orderly government structure and official positions specializing in special tasks. Genghis Khan also ordered that the spoils obtained from the conquests be divided among the army and ensured that the soldiers undergo a training focused on hunting. These trainings were not just a training exercise. They were held to enable soldiers to get used to hunting, improve their use of the bow, and cope with difficulties. Baghdad burned its libraries. Genghis Khan's army burned and destroyed the libraries of Baghdad. This event is one of the important events affecting the history of humanity. On the other hand, contrary to what is known, the widest land borders of the Genghis Khan Empire did not exist during the Genghis period. It was later formed by his children and reached its greatest limits in the year 1279. Let me tell you a little about the laws of Genghis Khan's laws. Adultery is punishable by death, whether Zani is married or not. Anyone who knowingly lies or engages in deceptions or spies on someone else, or gets between two people who are fighting, or helps someone against someone else, will be punished with death. Whoever buys property and declares bankruptcy 3 times in a row will be punished with death. Whoever gives food or clothing to a prisoner without the permission of the captor is punished with death. Whoever finds a slave or prisoner who has escaped and does not return him to his former possession will be punished with death. And many friends like these. I don't want to be too far away, obviously. The impact of Genghis Khan on the world population is more than thought, of course. Finally, I would like to tell you about the death of this brave emperor. Friends, Genghis Khan died on August 18, 1027, probably due to an unknown illness caused by a fall from a horse while hunting a few months earlier. At that time, Genghis Khan was besieging Zhongxing, the capital of the Xia province in northwestern China, and the death of the great leader was hidden until the city was occupied by the Mongolian army and all the citizens were put to the sword. His body was later taken back to Mongolia for burial, but the location of his grave was kept a secret, a decision that later led to much speculation. According to medieval sources, his grave is located near the sacred Birken Kulden mountain, and his son Ogedei sacrificed 40 female slaves and 40 horses to accompany his father in the other world. Genghis Khan knew that after his death, There would be a decider between his successors in terms of control of the Mongol Empire, so he had taken measures in advance. The empire was to be divided between his sons Kuchi, Chagatai, Tului, and Ogadai, and each of them was to rule a khanate. Kuchi died before his father in the year 1227 DK. Ogadai, the third son, becomes the new Great Khan in 1229 and retains this position until his death in 1241. Another great step comes during the reign of Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, who conquered most of the remaining territories of China in 1275, causing the collapse of the Song dynasty in 1279,294. Kublai Khan declares himself the emperor of the new Yuan dynasty in China. During the next 20 years, China falls completely under the rule of the Mongols. The Mongol Empire would go on further expeditions in the Middle East, Korea, and Japan, which resulted in various successes, and would eventually form one of the largest empires in history. However, Genghis Khan left a much longer shadow than his empire. He came to be seen as a godly figure and the ancestor of the Mongols in the region. Veneration for this Genghis Khan cult, worshipped throughout the Middle Ages, was revived in the modern period and continues to be honored today with special ceremonies in Ulaanbaatar, the capital of modern Mongolia. Thank you for watching and listening so far, dear friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like.